Morning everyone. We're out in the woods today and that branch might have to go out in the woods today, come over to see Eddie and the guys, and what a lovely day. The sun's out. It's been so miserable lately. It's nice to have a bit of sun, and it actually ain't that cold. I think it was about 8 Celsius on the way, which has been warm compared to freezing cold temperatures we've had. Yeah, it's nice. So what we're doing today, doing a lot of talking, I suspect. It normally happens when we come over here. But I'm going to set up a tarp, set up a hammock, and got my new canteen that I'm trying out for my Crusader water bottle. Got that on now, and just go from there. I've got some eggs, got some bacon, got a roll, so we'll have a nice lunch. So let's put a tarp up. Always good practice to put a tarp up whenever you come in the woods, even if you know it's not going to rain. It's worth doing. And a hammock, because it's just nice to relax and be on a hammock. So let's do that. Yes. All right, the ground is all muddy and wet, and I don't really want to get the bag soaking wet at the moment, so I have got a ground mat. Not being poncy or anything, but I've been living in mud and the wetness for months, so I don't want to bring it in the car and stuff. So let's just chuck it on now. And let's get into it. Got my saw, got the new GSI canteen pouch, and in here, if I bring you up close up, I know what is. That's what we want. Tendency tarp's pretty easy to put up. Hennessy tarp's a really nice tarp and easy to put up. Admittedly, they're quite expensive. I bought this one second hand, so I've had it a few years and it still works really well. Buying them new, they're quite expensive, and there's a lot better tarps for the money, but as I say, a lot of these things, it's just a name. And it's designed for a purpose, to work with their Hennessy hammock, which I've got. But yeah, it's not essential. And on one side I'm using a Siberian hitch, which I always use, which is a quick release knot. And this one, on this side, I'm just doing a couple of overhand knots. And you know what? I've done the wrong one, haven't I? Never mind. Do a bit higher anyway. Yeah, so just wrap it around the tree, then come back on yourself, and then it sort of locks it in place, and just a couple of overhand knots, which are quick release as well. Not quick release, but you can release them quite easily. Tent peg bag. Just grab myself a couple of upright sticks. Let's have a look. We'll just do ourselves a quick sort of lock it in place. One, two, three. Now on each corner I'm using a taut line hitch, which I find it just gives that adjustment. On each of the corners. So on the edges, I could cut out a couple of notches, but I think I can just get away with just doing that. when it comes to knots, you don't have to know a lot. Just, I think I know about 5, and that's it. That's all I use. It's just 5 knots, and we've got ourselves a nice shelter. Sun coming through. I should have went the other way around, but I will still want to be looking at the guys over there. And for hammock, I'm using the DD Super Light. Super small. I could go with the name Super Light. But I've had it for years. I mean, a long time. It just works great. Oh, that's with the bug net in it as well, so that's pretty good. Now I always keep forgetting I've got to do bring some carabiners out with me, because I seem to forget. But what am I after? I think I said in the previous or a few videos that I'm using these plastic pegs at the moment because they're lightweight and pretty strong and big. So if you've got ground that is not that hard, they work really well. So yeah, right. Put over there. Hook this up. I like to keep things off the ground as best as possible. And with the Mystery Ranch pack, it's got that great opening in the middle. Oh, my milk's leaking a bit. Not much. Which gives access to the whole of the pack, which is great. And here's my stove, and I need this. So this is a Soto stove that I've recently got. Not really for backpacking, but as you can see, it does work, and the tables are sort of an option extra for it, which you can buy from Amazon. Not super expensive, but not cheap either. And the Soto stove I like Soto. I've got a few of their stoves, and they're just quality made. I think they're made in Japan. Anything made in Japan is pretty cool. I put some little feet on it to stop it sliding around, and it takes one of the gas canisters. That's one of the reasons I've got it, and I just made a little sleeve for it. So just pop that off, and it's easy as that. And with the stove, I'll show you, with the table, you put that down, whatever weight, try and get as flat as possible, and that just fits over the top. Like so. Don't need a table, but you know what, it's there, so let's use it. And bags, try and keep them in one place. So there we go. Put my milk on there. Kettle. So there's the kettle pouch for the GSI, and you can put other things in it. It's not just the GSI. And inside there, I've just got my food for the day, which I'm going to put inside there. Morning, afternoon. Afternoon. And there we go. So this is the new pouch that I'm making. Oh, it's getting a bit sticky, it's right in the way. And yeah, I'm finally there, it's getting there, but you can get everything in it. So I've got some these new water bottles. Mate, this is the Osprey, standard Osprey bottle. It's a clear one. Don't ask where he got them from. Eddie got them, and they ain't got no more, but he got me a couple of them, so it fits in there nicely. Then you got your cup, and also the canteen lid. And it works really well. I really like it. They're not going to be cheap because there's a lot of work involved, and there's canvas and there's Godora and all sorts of stuff, and there's a lot of work involved. And it's a handmade product, it's not a mass-produced product. So with all my products that I sell, I'll keep the prices the prices ain't gone up in 2.5 years, 3 years. They've got to at some point because everything else has gone up, but the prices of my products ain't gone up. But I try and keep it as low as possible, so for you guys to buy them, basically. I'd rather sell more at a lower price than sell them every now and again. So I was thinking at the same time while I was doing it. Yeah, so I'd rather sell more products at a lower price. Yes, it's more work for me, but then it gets the products out there. What else are we doing then? Right. And this is why the table's quite handy. And it's not hard work to bring it in. This is a 27 litre pack. I've got it all in there. It's muddy at the moment. That's why I've got the hammock. Everywhere's mud everywhere. So I come over here, it's like a swamp over that side. So if you can keep your kit off the ground, it just makes life easier. And I have replenished my brew kit, if you saw in the last video. And some milk and a spoon. Just as a note, I do apologise for not replying to people's messages. This is a bad habit of mine, I'm sorry. What I do, I read the messages and I go to myself, I've got to go and reply back to all of them. And the message only come within 2 days of the videos. And I totally forget, because YouTube is not my sort of go-to thing like Instagram is. And I reply back to messages constantly. And it's no real excuse, it's just me saying I apologise for that. But I do appreciate all the comments, and I will do my best. I'm going to reply back to every single one of these videos. Anyways. Oh, here we go. Right. While we're here, I've just thought I'd show a few things. Brew kits. What do you keep in your brew kit? I thought we'd go through my brew kit. Why not? It might be interesting to some people. Or not, who knows, but I'm going to show you what I have in my brew kit. I like a cup of tea, I like a coffee, so they're the 2 main things I keep in there. It doesn't have to be a big pouch, so I'm just using one of my zip pouches here. So what do I like? So I keep all of I've done it for years. I just buy these cheap Ziploc bags. I buy them from Home Bargains. I think they're like 80p for 20 or something like that, and they last ages. But basically, yeah, so I'll keep them in there, and about this is a small size, they fit in most packs, and I find this the best way to keep my coffee, teas, powdered milk, stuff like that. And you just unzip them and take it out. So they work really well, and I like using them. And they are quite properly sealed, so you have to let the air out of them. They do seal quite well. But yeah, so what do I keep? So first off, powdered milk. Now powdered milk don't actually last that long, I find. So I normally put a date on it. You can see there's a date on there. But I keep powdered milk in there, not so much for milk, because if you know, I sort of struggle. You can use it for cups of tea for milk, but I don't know, it gives a bit of a funny taste to a cup of tea, so I preferably rather bring in some milk if I can, but last resort I do use that. Tea bags, so I always have tea bags yet again in the Ziploc bags, and that's sort of my go-to is tea. I will have a coffee, but the go-to is tea. Now I've got sugar, brown sugar, but you can have white sugar, don't really matter, it's just whatever you've got to hand. So I always keep sugar, because even though I don't very rarely have sugar in my I never have it in tea because I don't like sweet tea. Coffee I can, and I don't mind in coffee, so I always keep sugar in there. And especially if I'm camping in the mornings, at home I'll have a cup of tea in the morning, but when I'm camping I wake up, I like to have a sweet coffee. Even though most of the time I drink black coffee, in the mornings when I'm camping I'll always have a sweet coffee. So I'll have, there's my coffee, some sugar and coffee mate, and that makes a lovely coffee. And that's it really. You can add hot chocolate if you want to add hot chocolate in there, but I don't very rarely. But yeah, so that's what I have in a brew kit, and I always keep a spoon in there as well. So and that is it really, and it really stays like that all the time. And that is my brew kit, and it doesn't have to be big. Some people have got these massive brew kits, you know, look how small that pouch is, and that's it, simple brew kit. Alright, I think it's time for a bit of lunch. Well, it's not lunch, it's brunch actually. And I just brought some eggs and bacon along, so I've got my old frying pan. Oh, I can use that as my knee mat actually. Trouble this time of year. Bacon is a nightmare to cook with. I've realised that, especially when you're trying to cook eggs afterwards, because it just makes them stick. As you can see, all that sticky residue. Turned into a bit of a mess, but never mind. Not the most appetising of breakfast, but That's one hefty egg and bacon roll. I am wonky. But nice. Everyone's over now. They've had their eggs and bacon and black pudding, and it's a really nice day. The sun's out and not too windy. It's meant to be quite windy today, but no, it's all really good. I'm just going to have a hot chocolate. So I've got the old Army hot chocolate. I don't have them all in one because they've got loads of calories, but I'm going to have one of them. I have to admit that the stove worked really well with that pan. Paul's going to do a video on his new JJ's rucksack. So if you're interested in a JJ MTP rucksack, go and see Paul's video. There he is, off he goes. If you can see him, he's all MTP'd up. Just see a pair of legs walking along. Let's have a hot chocolate. I don't know what I might do. I might do something in a minute, do a bit of carving or something. I haven't done any carving or anything since last year because of just don't know, I just ain't done anything like that for a while. Let's see if we can do this. I think I might do a half. Seems to be I'm doing a lot of just cooking and making brews at the moment, but we're not actually doing a great deal, so it's hard to film stuff when you're not even doing a great deal. I think the military hot chocolate is my favourite. It's almost like having a hot chocolate with chocolate because it's got so much sugar in it. But there we go.